Hello everyone. So today I want to talk about a few different topics, and I'm sorry for my change of scenery, but when inspired action comes, I believe that we should just take the inspired action even if we don't have the perfect surroundings. So today I want to talk about how perfectionism and healing from perfectionism and boundaries and all of that is like tied together. So perfectionism is not just one thing. It's linked to people pleasing, it's linked to boundaries, it's linked to all of these different facets together, right? And I can't say just one is the key answer to solving the problem. Like when you grew up as a people pleaser, you're most likely a perfectionist. And I have a theory that firstborns, and especially daughters, they fall into this category of people pleasing and perfectionism that maybe second, third, and fourth born children don't. At least not at the same capacity. So ultimately, I grew up always wanting everything to be perfect, really struggling with perfectionism and people pleasing. And it was like, for me, I don't want to say life or death, but it was very black and white that I wanted to please others, that I wanted to make sure to do the right thing all the time. And into my 20s, it just got increasingly harder and harder, and I got more and more anxious about trying to please everyone else and completely denying myself in this time of my life. And so at some point when working through all of this, I started learning that I needed to set boundaries. And setting boundaries is very difficult, especially if you are struggling from perfectionism, and you want to please others, make sure that they're happy with you. Setting a boundary is really hard, really, really hard. And so I still remember the first time I set a boundary. I was working at this job, and I actually was working remotely, so it was during COVID. I don't know exactly what year, but it was during COVID, and I was doing a lot. Anything you asked me to do, I was doing it. And so I was very, very busy, and my boss came to me and was like, hey, can you do this? And I genuinely didn't have the time. I was monitoring people, I was doing my own job, I was chatting with other people, customers. It was a lot going on, and I simply couldn't do it. There was not enough time in my shift, and I just told him no, point blank, no explanation, just said no. And my manager said okay, and my entire weight just lifted off of me. But also, I was so upset that my whole life I have been sitting here struggling and taking on more than I can handle, and really denying myself these small deaths to self, I guess you would call them, of doing things I didn't truly want to do inside because I was trying to please someone else. And simply saying no without any other explanation, no is a complete sentence, simply just saying no was enough to it was more than enough. It's okay to set the boundary. The world didn't end, nobody died, nothing bad happened. That was fine. It set the boundary. And after that, of course it takes practice. Like even to this day, I still have to practice it. I still have to ground myself. I still have to be mindful that when I come to a place where I need to set a boundary, that I need to set the boundary and then leave it. I can't sit there and set the boundary and then say, oh, it's okay, you know what, never mind, and change my mind. Nobody will take you seriously like that. And part of healing is not denying yourself what you know inside feels right for you. So anyways, I'm reminded of all of this today because I had to set a boundary with someone today, and it was a little bit difficult because I was approached in a way that felt kind of sneaky. Like I was just sitting there and I was approached about something that isn't even really my responsibility, and I felt like this person was going behind another person's back and just coming straight to me. So first of all, I was like, okay, I'm not even gonna answer this because this is not anything to do with me. And then it was made clear that they were told to ask me. So I responded exactly how I felt, and I said no. I simply said no. And after that, they tried to press the boundary and ask more questions. And you know what? I decided that the healthiest thing to do in this exact moment is to not respond. Because you shouldn't have to explain your yes or no. Yes is a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. And that is that. Like, you don't have to explain it. You don't have to go in depth. You don't have to backpedal. You don't have to feel pressured by anyone. If the answer is no, then the answer is no. And that is simply that. So if you struggle with setting boundaries, or it's a challenge for you, just think about little steps in how you can start implementing the not denying yourself your truth. Because your truth matters, what you want matters, how you feel comfortable with what your yes is and what your no is, that matters. And so don't waver in it. And just start one at a time. Start practicing. Start saying yes to the things that matter to you. Start saying no to the things that matter to you. And don't over-explain. Don't worry about it. Everybody else will be okay. Your boundary is your boundary. And I can say for myself, as you start implementing boundaries and you start sticking to them and not denying yourself your truth, like the other things start to shift. So like your struggle with perfectionism will start to shift. Your feelings of people pleasing will start to shift. Like very quickly, the people pleasing will start to shift, because you'll realize you're trying to please others that you'll never fully please. Like, people will always have a complaint, a criticism, a something to say. And at the end of the day, like, the only person you can truly please is yourself. The only person you are responsible for is yourself. You're only responsible for your reaction. You don't have to manage or babysit other people's reactions. Like, I had a friend on here the other day. She said, and it touched me. She said a phrase about, oh gosh, I'm going to get the quote wrong. About, it's not your responsibility to expect love from others, I think is what the phrase is, but it is your responsibility to love others. So at the end of the day, like, other people's emotions are not your responsibility. And that's linked directly to people pleasing. Your responsibility is your emotions, how you react, how you carry yourself, how it makes you feel. That's it. And the rest of it is not your circus, it's not your parade. You're not in charge of that. And if you're regulating your own self, then you are putting yourself and your mindset in a place where you can manifest like exactly what you want. Like it's all down to your regulation. So when you are in the place that you want to be, like the rest falls into place. The energy aligns into that place. But when you're worried about managing others and when you're worried about all of those things, the others and not yourself, then your alignment is out of alignment and you're like calling in more of the nonsense. It's really that simple. So when you're trying to let go of perfectionism and people pleasing and all of this, it takes baby steps. But realizing that nothing is perfect, it's never going to be perfect, and that is okay. And then setting the boundaries for what feels good and right inside of you will help to align that. And it will start to fall in place. So this is what I wanted to talk about today. I just was thinking a lot about it and like the progress that I've made and how the line has gotten so blurred about where one healing begins and the other one ends and vice versa. And I just wanted to share that perspective with you. So I hope and wish you the best in your healing journey. I hope and wish you the best in overcoming perfectionism. I hope and wish you the best in everything in life. And I look forward to sharing more with you. And if you need to find me or you want to find me, you can find me at herglowandgrow.com. I'll talk to you soon.